Well, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to show you a acrylic set that I had did with some of the acrylics that I created. I will show you in the middle of the video what products I used to create this set. And yeah, so thank you for watching my video. So right now I pretty much am filing down the tips that I put onto my practice hand. And by the way, it's an iguana and I love it, absolutely love it. So I'm filing down. I don't file as much as I usually do because I will be filing down later on, and I'm just trying to get somewhat the the shape that I want. And so I keep filing, continue filing, and I believe I filed down the tip in the middle of the nail, and so that way it can be nice and smooth when I apply the acrylic. So if I don't know if you noticed, but as I file and stuff, the hand does collect a lot of dust. But from what I figured out is that I use alcohol pretty much. I use alcohol and it works pretty well in cleaning my hand and taking all the dust out. So yeah, I would show you later on exactly what I used, and so just keep on watching. Okay. Here, if you can see, I am putting some of my acrylic on, and it is called Siren. I put this acrylic together. It's glitter acrylic, and I actually put it on top of Mia's Secret. I believe it's blueberry from Mia's Secret. So yeah, I'm just putting a little bit of the how you call it, like a silver aluminum on top, and some iridescent flakes that I had purchased, or that I had already. And then I kind of made it together. I kind of placed all of them together in sections of the nail, including my acrylic called Siren. So I am using the same flakes and iridescent paper here on this nail. I kind of wanted to look like a transparent look. The iridescent flaky paper, it is kind of like, it has kind of like a blue tint to it, and I thought it would be okay to use this blue tint. So yeah, and just keep on watching. See, I do add a little bit of the silver. I'm sorry if my voice is shaking. I am freezing. I'm freezing. So yeah, some of the flakes was actually sticking up from the nail, and to me it's not so bad when that happens. It should definitely go flat and flush to the nail, but for some reason it was giving me a hard time. I think it was just the type of paper that it was. This blueberry from Mia's Secret, I love the colors, awesome, but maybe I should have shaken it a little bit. I feel like the pigment wasn't so strong, and so I had to apply I have to apply on the nail multiple times. so that I can get the nice blue tint. I never build up the nail with the color. I try to get as much as I can to make it look and make it pretty much the color that I want, and then I build up the nail with the clear acrylic. So as you can see, I am using a little bit of the acrylic that I made, it's called Siren, on the little tip of the nail. And so here I'm using the pointer finger. I'm doing the pointer finger. And when I was doing this one, I wasn't really sure exactly what I was going to do. I kind of was winging the whole set. I'm not sure exactly how I was going to put it together. And so that's probably why you see me pausing sometimes, because I'm thinking and what I should do. But I guess sometimes when that happens, it usually comes out the best, at least in my opinion. So yeah, I decided to do kind of like an ombre with the blue and the glitter. And so I had the glitter coming from the top to the bottom. So yeah, I was pretty happy with what I did. So now I'm here encapsulating with the clear. I do use Mia Secret. I do use other brands as well, but for this set I just use some Mia Secret. And again, it was kind of like on the running side. Most of my acrylic was on the running side, but my room was super cold. It's freezing. And so I do have a monomer warmer, but still it was still pretty cold, and for some reason it just I try to work it as best as I can to create the nail, and use of course my napkin, and so that I can get it as great consistency as possible. Now as you can see on the clear nail, you can see me brushing in some of the acrylic, because I was just trying to push in some of the acrylic into the crevices of the flakes on the bottom. I feel like my nail comes out a little bit more better, more smoother, easier to create overall at the end when I push some of the acrylic down into the crevices of the design on the nail. And then I build up the nail with the clear acrylic. And so you see me encapsulating all 4 nails. And again, it was pretty hard to work with due to the cold temperature in the room. Here you're gonna see me filing after I made sure that the acrylic was dry. It did take a little bit of time for it to dry. Again, it's due to the fact that it was pretty cold. The temperature in the room was pretty cold, so it did take a little bit of time. But as soon as it dried, I made sure that it was nice and hard and stiff and ready to be filed. Now I do not glue my tips down to my iguana, and so I technically you can see me pretty much pushing up the nail or the tip, so as I filed. You are going to see me use my nail drill, but I like to file a little bit with my hand file, just to get a little bit more, I don't know, for some reason it does make the nail a little bit more flushed and together. Again, this is my opinion. Everybody does it differently, but this is how I do it. I did switch off files to a 180 bit, because the one that I actually perfect my shape with, it's actually an 80/80. I like those. So here you see me filing with a regular sanding bit, and just getting and trying to perfect the acrylic or the nail shape, making sure I file everything nice and flush and nice and clean. After you eye file, I pretty much, because it's my practice hand, usually I tell my friend or family member to go over and wash their hand. But obviously I just use the alcohol swipey, just to get some of the sand, some of the dust away, so that I can see where I am going to be buffing. I do want to be careful with my iguana. I don't want to scrape it. I don't want to ruin it. Don't want to cut it or anything like that. So I just tend to, you tend to see me wiping with alcohol. It has nothing to do with the nails. Usually I go right off to this part of the making the nails. It's just, I'm just trying to make sure that I can see what I'm doing, even though you want to do that with a real hand, of course. But I don't know, I'm just being extra careful with my iguana. And so I buff and buff and buff and see, oh, it kind of came out. See, they do come out, but I am doing it pretty harsh. So yeah, so after I buff, I clean out the nails, and then I use my Madam Glam. And here I'm showing you guys what I use. Yes, throughout the making of the nails, I do use Doulet to adhere my crystals and my butterflies at the end, and I also use Madam Glam for the top coat. This is pretty much what I'm doing now. I'm putting on the top coat, and then you're going to see me put it under the lamp for about a minute. Now you see me. So I bought these from Amazon, and they're super cute. They're like these little 3D butterflies. They come in gold, silver. I do have different ones with like little different colors and things like that, but for some reason, you know, I just picked out the silver ones. I think they were super cute. I couldn't wait to use them. And so I used kind of like a medium one, and then I put also a little tiny one on the bottom of the top of the big one. They do come in bigger sizes, but I just figured this will be okay for now. As you can see me, I'm putting in the little ones. I did struggle a little bit to get them on there. They are 3D. They do kind of flap up from the sides. But yeah, and again, it was so cold down here. It really, really was super cold that it took the glue as well to dry pretty fast. It usually dries pretty fast, but again, it was super cold, so it took me a little bit. I do use the Mia spray. What is it called again? The gel resin activator, and it works really, really good with the Zule glue. It pretty much glues them right. It glues it right on contact. Like it really, really seals the crystal or the gem or whatever you're putting on there. And so this one kind of gave me a little bit of a hard time as well. It is a pretty large gem, and so I just hated the fact how, you know, how long it took to glue or to stick. But to be honest with you, it's like I turned my little table heater, I turned it towards me, and then with other sets I actually struggled because I guess I glued it so fast that I couldn't move it, so someone had to, you know, someone had to take out and stuff like that. So it's just the weather down here today was just horrible. It was either too cold or too hot. But yeah, this is the final set, and I am so in love with it. The iridescent colors is the ones that I use, is the ones that I created. It's called Siren. And so this is the final look. Thank you guys for looking at my channel. Have a good one. Bye.